Welcome to the Black Wealth Creator Podcast, where we uplift the Black community through financial education. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, I really want to talk about income. I want to talk about the three primary types of income that you'll learn about, or that you'll hear about, that you can learn more about. And then I also want to talk about three areas of income, and we'll talk about it later on throughout this episode. Income. What's the importance of income? So we all know, I've been saying this since I did the debt episode, income is going to be that driving factor towards wealth. There are three primary types of income that you're going to know about. I also have another category that we'll talk about. Type 1, active income. So active income is probably the largest group of income in terms of people and what you learn growing up. You work hard, you get paid for it. So hard work pays off. That type of thing. Active income means you are actively putting forth effort and you're getting paid for it. So whether it's work, whether it's physical labor, building bridges, like you're actually out there in the construction crew, or whether it's service, maybe you work at Chick-fil-A, whether it's intellectual, you're still, at the end of the day, they call it, you're still trading time for money. So you put in time. If you put in 40 hours, you get paid for 40 hours worth of work. If you're salaried, then you get paid for the results that you bring in. If you're commissioned as well, that's still all of that, because you're putting towards work. We call that active income. You're actively involved in that income. You may also know or hear it referred to as earned income, money that you've earned. And I kind of don't like that term, because it's saying the other incomes, you didn't earn them. But it's just something you might hear. Earned income, that just means money that you actively are participating in the making of. Type number 2, passive income. So passive income is income that you may work on the front end, but then you just start getting paid over time for it. Whether you working, whether you're awake, you don't have to be awake, you can make it in your sleep. That's what their selling point is. A lot of times, money you can make in your sleep. That's passive income. So examples of passive income that you may hear about or that you may learn about are going to be your dividends, dividends from stocks. So dividends from stock, and we'll do another lesson about dividends and stocks in general, what that means. But basically, a dividend from a stock is I own, let's say, Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola has had a fantastic year. It was the World Cup, and everybody, all the athletes, they got Kevin Durant and LeBron James, and they got Michael Jordan they're endorsing everybody. They got everybody endorsement. So they just had a really record-breaking year. And so Coca-Cola's you know what? We've had such a good year that everybody who owns our stock, we're gonna give you 5% back. If you own, if it's a $10 stock, and you're giving 5% back. So you're giving them 5 cents for every stock that you own. I'm giving you 5 cents. And so he's man, that ain't much. But if you add that up to somebody who got $10,000, then Coca-Cola just gave you a $500 check. So that's what we talk about dividend. That's passive income. You just own those stocks, and they're going to be paying that dividend. And so there are stocks that people own strictly for the dividend. That's the only reason they own those stocks, and they own $20,000 worth. So they are making, because normally it's not huge, super large percentages, but some of them get up to 7, 8, 9% that they're paying back each month for. And some of them are monthly. Most of them are quarterly, but you can find some monthly dividends. So if you got $10,000 and they're paying 5% back, then they're giving you $500 check each month. So that's what passive income is. You don't have to, you just own the stock. So you're making money just by owning the stock. And that passive dividend, another example is rental property. Everybody knows what that is. You buy the property and you start charging rent to your to your tenants. And so that passive income is just coming in each month. Now, I just want to make a side note there. The whole point of a rental property means that you had that money already and you just had it sitting in savings, or you just had it just like you wanted to invest this money. It's not wise. Now, I mean, people do it, and I know people preach different things, but it's not wise to take all of your savings and put it into a rental property, or take all of your savings and invest it in dividends, or take all your savings. Like, you make sure you have a rainy day fund, because it rains. Like, life happens. Like, so be prepared. So life happens, be prepared. Don't take all your money and invest it. That's just my take on everything. Some people, hey, I'm a risk taker, I'm going to take all my money and invest it. It's like, if that's what you want to do, you go for it. Do you, boo boo, do you. So but so that's rental properties, also passive income. And then lastly is and it's not the only ones. There's multiple types of passive income. Just giving you some examples that you might hear about. Lastly is like affiliate marketing. So if you're watching my YouTube video, I don't do affiliate marketing, but you may watch other YouTube videos. Not at the moment. Like, I might get into it eventually. You know, the subscribers, make sure you subscribe and like and comment and share, please. But as the subscriber count goes up, I might do affiliate marketing. But all affiliate marketing is maybe, hey, click down below. I have that Amazon list of the products that I used in this thing. You want this mic? Oh, click down below. And so when you click down below, you go to their affiliate. It's still Amazon, but it has some tag within that name that ties your purchases that you make through that Amazon link. It ties it to them, and they get paid from that. And there are multiple types of people who you can do that with. Not just Amazon. That's just one in particular, but they got all different types and all different kinds of affiliate marketing. So, and you make that in your sleep. You post a YouTube video and people click. You see the ads and all that. Like, that's all affiliate type of marketing. So that's passive income. All right. And the last major type that you will hear about is capital gains income. And that's, we already talked about buying stock, but if you buy stocks low, because this is really like a key lesson in finances in general. If you're going to buy items and sell them, you want to buy low and sell high. That's the trade. That's what you want to do. That's how you want to make your mark. So you want to buy stocks when they're low. Let's say we were talking about that Coca-Cola stock. If we bought it at $5, we want to, if we hold it for years and years and years, and it's now $20 a share. So we bought it at $5 a share. We bought 100 of them. So now we have $500 worth of Coca-Cola stock, but we have 500 shares. But when we sell them, we want it. Let's say it's $20. That's $2,000. We made $1,500 off of just holding it. And they call that difference between the 2,000 and the 500. They call that capital gain. And so that income is therefore deemed as income for you. Like, that difference is deemed as income for you. So it's therefore taxed because as an income. And so that is the last type that we were talking about, capital gains income. So there is an other category. So and you might hear these types of things. Some people put rental properties in its own separate income bucket, because once again, how we had a separate mortgage, you get those when it comes to housing, they kind of get their separate thing, because I mean, it's just that process is a little bit more tedious than other processes. You also have like inherited income, where, you know, someone unfortunately passes away, or, you know, you have a trust or something like that. Maybe a business is dissolved or something, and you get paid for it and stuff like that. So you have that type of thing. And then lastly, it's like income from, like I said, these are just a few, but incomes from like gambling, like prize money, like if you get enough of it. Let's say like someone wins the lottery, that's considered income for them. They have to pay taxes on it and stuff like that. And so, but it's still income. And so speaking of taxes, that brings me to my next form of income related topics I want to talk about. So when it comes to income, you're going to be, especially when it comes to earned income, but all income are like this, but especially when it comes to earned income, you can see it easier when you're doing it that way. You don't have to do like the capital gains. I got to subtract what I paid and then and then I do this. But with this, with the earned income, and if you look at your check stub, you see it. You have what you made, as in we call that your gross pay, or your gross pay. That's what you made. We also call that taxable income. Now, sometimes your gross pay may be, let's say, $10 an hour, and you work 40 hours that week. That's $400, right? So then if you're getting insurance taken out, a lot of times they'll take insurance off the top before they tax you. And I don't know the specifics of that. I'll research that a little bit more, and we can talk about it in another video. But they take out your insurance and some other things that are they call that non-taxable things. And so they take those out and then they tax your money. And so they call that, what you have, that little bit left over from whatever tax exempt items you have, they call that taxable income. So your gross pay is normally your taxable income. And then, so you have taxable income. And then once they take out the taxes, that's called disposable income. So once your taxes have come out, or anything work related taxes normally. So you got taxable income. Now, once they've taken your taxes out, this is your disposable income. We also call this net income, or your net pay. So this is the actual money that you will see in your bank account. So if you had $400, if taxes were a certain percent, let's say you making $300 a week, so that's going to be your net income. And a lot of times when we were talking earlier, depending on what you're going for, some people might look at your net income. A lot of times they're going to look at your gross pay, like your gross income. If you're going for a mortgage or anything like that, it's going to be gross income. But the last part of it is, and this is where people get it confused. Some people live life with their disposable income. And disposable income is just your gross income minus your taxes, or your taxable income minus your taxes. That's your disposable income. Now, but what you really should live off is something called discretionary income. Discretionary income means you've paid all of your bills first, and then what you have left over, you use that if you want to go on those shopping sprees, or if you want to do that thing. So a lot of times people just don't pay their bills, and it's sad, but it's true. A lot of people just don't pay their bills and they get in the red, and it's because they grew up in a way that they don't utilize they're using disposable income for oh man, I'm gonna have that $300 in the bank. I'm gonna do that. I can get that. But it's just like, no, you're not gonna have $300 in the bank. You got a car note due this week. That's $150, and you got tithes. If you religious, you got tithe. That's $30. We could talk about that on a different story. That's a different story. Like, some people tithe off their gross. Some people tithe off their net. That's their decision. That's their prerogative. Like, I don't think the Lord, when I see it, I'm like, Lord, whatever came in my bank account, I can tithe off of that. I always tithe extra anyway, so that's a different story. But but no, like, so don't use your disposable. Basic bottom line, what I'm really trying to say, because I'm running out of time here. What I'm really trying to say is, don't use your disposable income to play with. Don't play with your disposable income. Have that money cut up into chunks where you need it to go, where it goes where it needs to go, and you pay your bills on time. And then your discretionary, that's if you want to go, because see, a part of your disposable income, that's when your budget kick in, and that's when you should have things allocated. Okay, I'm trying to invest this much per month, so I got an investment bucket that goes in. So now I just got this little bitty bucket over here where out of that $300, I got $50 left, and with this $50, I can eat out, I can go shop, buy a pair of pants, whatever I can do, but I only got that $50, So that's just the lesson I really want to talk about, just the different types of income, where we're talking about active / earned, passive, and then capital gains. Then we have like this other bucket, and then we also talk about the different parts of income, where it's your gross pay, and then tax exempt, and then you got taxable income, and then disposable income, and then you got your discretionary income. If I said anything on today that you want to learn more about, please put it down in the comments. Can you talk more about this, or can you dive more into this topic? You kind of brushed over it real quickly because you were running out of time, whatever. So please, down below, just put it down there, and I'll talk about it, and I'll make a video on it. We can We can make a 15-minute video on just active income or just passive income. So just down below, let me know. Put it in the comments, please. This has been another episode of the Black Wealth Creator Podcast, where we uplift the Black community through financial education. Remember, getting money is easy, but building wealth takes time and effort. Anybody can do it, especially you. Be blessed.